April the 20th. Life is a little stressful as always with the kiddos. However, I'm loving this idea of the sun. We're going to take them out for a little bit. Even though it's cold, getting that vitamin D is absolutely clutch. Super, super thankful for there's so many things to be thankful for. All right, let's get on this here. All right, so if you've never been on the channel here before, I'm going to say it a million times, probably the next 40 years. I was over 300 pounds, lost over 120 pounds. I was able to, just live a healthy life now in my 40s, doing some dynamic stretches. I want to help people in any way possible, whether it's with their faith, their fitness, being a father, a family man, their finances, and I'm glad you stopped here today. So we're just doing some dynamic stretches to warm up our body. As always, just try to keep your abdominals, just get some air in there and tuck in your tummy there, like press out your abdominals and try to do that throughout the entire time while breathing. It really just helps the core to stay engaged. And you want to kind of do that throughout the day. And the longer you can do that, you train your muscles to do that naturally. And then you're always engaging your core, which just strengthens everything in that midsection, which is so crucial to longevity of health and preventing injuries, because injuries are a cascading problem. You know, when you have one injury, you seem to have more injuries as time goes on. So we want to prevent that as much as possible, and we want to stay as flexible as possible. All right, so just rotating those shoulders back. For any of you who've been following my dad doing dishes video series, I haven't really posted over the past. No, I haven't posted over the past 2 days. Not really. I haven't posted the past 2 days. Just there's been so many little things going on in life with work and just a few other things. So just trying to get back to the normal routines here. I just want to change the camera angle a little bit. And if anyone has any stretches, kinks, any problems in their body, please let me know. I'd love to help you out in any way possible. I've been doing these types of stretches for over 25 years now, 10 years in the corporate world, 10 years in the community recreation centers, and 5 years some overlap in the sports world. So just want to stay nice and loose for me today. Probably get in the pull-up exercises, probably some bands. Might do that. I'm not going to stream that yet. I want to do that streaming outside. We just haven't had the weather to start yet. And I'd love to at some point start using a private gym. But c'est la vie. Life is life, and you just got to roll with the punches. As I get older, I want to stay nice and flexible. Not really concerned too much about my strength anymore. I think at my max, I was doing like probably about 280 on the bench. I was doing probably about 400 squat, about 410 deadlift. So, around 1,000 pounds, 1,100 pounds, the three weights together. So that was nice. It was a good time in my life. I'm not that guy anymore. I need to focus in on doing just great stretching, good flexibility, using more machines, using more of the bands, because for me, it's all about, as a dad, like my kids go and sprint somewhere, I want to be able to sprint with them. My kids want to do push-ups or want to climb a tree, I want to be able to do that with them. And it's not the fact that you can't do that with, really good deep strength training. You definitely can, but I don't want to be sore for days at a time after. And the recovery side of things is very, very difficult as well. So as I get older, I'm just trying to be smarter about everything that I do. All right, so we're just going to open up the hip flexors here. Just get nice movement in through. And like I said before, I usually do this 4 to 5 times a week in the mornings around this time, a little bit later this time or a little bit later in the day. I just want to give people that opportunity to join, be on the journey with me, and just feel better about your situation, your age, and if you want to talk about food or health or fitness in general, I got you. Like I said before, about 12 years ago now, I lost about 120 pounds total, and being able to keep most of it off, 11 years later, and that's what they always say is the hardest thing, and it is true. It's the hardest thing is to keep it off. To lose it when you're in that headspace or that time in your life when things are just moving fluidly, when you're sleeping really well, when you're eating properly, The one thing I guess I didn't do properly at the time was have enough protein. I was only having about 120 grams of protein a day. It should have been closer to 160, 180. I lost a lot of gains during that 5-year stretch of like really, you know, starting to get lean and then get more muscular. And I just overworked my body, didn't rest enough. And that was definitely a detriment that I wish I could have gone back in time and reversed, but that changed the trajectory of my life in so many ways. And because of that, less inward selfishness caused me to have outward family and more love. All right, so we're doing some face pulls here. We're doing some mental resistance. We want to make sure that we're ripping our thumbs past our ears, and we do so to really engage our scaps. Nice, good squeeze, tightening at the back. Again, if you have any comments or questions, please let me know about food, fitness, family, finances, being a father. I got you. If you don't mind, you can also like and subscribe. That's also a wonderful way to help out if you don't have anything to chat about, or just a nice hello is always good too. As I'm on the chat here right now, if you're watching in the future, please feel free to ask a question. I haven't missed one yet over the past 15 plus years. I can't believe I've been on YouTube for 15 years. I wish I had started earlier, got over my fears and concerns, and done a lot more content. But you know, you just you learn as you go, and you mature. And maybe I would have, no, that's not a maybe. I would have regretted, I think, a lot of the things I would have said as a young man. So happy that I think God has kept me away from putting my foot in my mouth. As you can see behind me, you know, the weather is getting nicer, at least for the vitamin D, with the clock change back, which I hope they change the clock and keep the clock at this time forever moving forward. It's not the real time, but honestly, it's the best time for just getting out, especially in the afternoon, evenings, for that after dinner walk. And I think that's one thing that, you know, we tried to save energy and time. Hey, how are you, Jam? What's going on? There was a lot of energy that was saved, you know, there was a time frame in which it really was fantastic for them to do the energy saving when you had farms and so on and so forth. But now we're in a situation and a place where we need people, as people are working on the computers and doing things like that more often, we need like dinner time, and then we need that sunlight after to go and get that melatonin that helps us to sleep better, go for an evening walk as a family. So I hope in North America they really kick that time. Oh, hey, how you doing? Thank you for saying hi. Just checking on the other comment there. Yeah, so doing some crossbody now. Just open up the hips again. Just want to make sure that we continue to keep our hips nice and fluid here, because as we get older, they say one of the number one reasons why people pass away injury-wise as they get much older is a fall, and usually it's breaking of the hip. So we want to keep that area strong and flexible, and by doing so, we are having a better center of balance, better, you know, better gravitational force per se. Keep ourselves upright, because the better balance you have overall, the better your body is going to do. Hey, what's going on, Ebe? I think it's Ebe, right? Okay, so we're gonna do some body weight squats here. Just gonna come in. Again, just go to where you can, but the key is for me is that I want to be able to make sure that I'm getting my knees beyond my toes to strengthen the knees. So like I said before, I'm over 40 years old. For me now, it's not about strength training as much. It's, oh, sorry, I don't understand. I think it's Arabic. I think, not sure. But yes, the overall benefit to getting your knees over your toes is allowing those tendons and those joints to be strengthened. They strengthen a lot slower than the average muscle. Yes, yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you for the comment. Hello, how are you? And if anyone has any issues or kinks they'd like me to target, there's a pain in your body, I definitely can try to help with some dynamic movements, as I've been doing this for over 25 years to help people to get looser, to be able to do the exercises they want, get stronger as a whole. Okay, so we're gonna put our back against our wall and we're going to level in our arms, have our knees bent, and we're going to try to keep our wrists and our elbows straight against the wall. And we're doing this to help our posture, to fight against all that curvature of our phone usage, doing the dishes, vacuuming, driving, whatever it might be, working on the computer. We want to squeeze our elbows into our obliques, really squeezing our lats. All right, let's just check here. How long have you been working out for? So I played sports when I was a teenager, but I was always very overweight. I was over 300 pounds. And so I've been working out, playing sports for close to 30 years, but it was only the past 10 years where I lost 120 pounds. And now that strength that I used to have in combination with flexibility, I'd like to lose some more weight, but I'm really happy with who I am, where I'm at. And as a father, I want to continue to do what's right by my family in the long term. All right, so I'm just gonna grab onto this area here, and I just want to come in and just, if you have a wall, you just want to press in, keep your hamstrings nice and tight, and you want to be just getting a good flex in, helping to stretch the mid-back. The mid-back in particular, as we don't target the mid-back very often. If you have a nice foam roller, that really will help if you can lay down in your mid-back here and really just allow the foam roller to take the work off of the mid-spine. That's always in flexion. You want to get it into the extension. If you want a nice, really nice stretch, you can raise your hands over your head on the foam roller. Okay, so now we're going to do some full body weight squats. Again, I do work out a couple times a week. I usually do them at home. I don't have a gym. And I'm just always with the kiddos. So, you know, when you got to lift 50, 60 pounds, or the two of them 80 pounds, 100 pounds, you know, I have 3 kiddos now. You got to lift them all, which, you know, you got to have that strength and be prepared to do whatever. So my goal again is flexibility and strength, repetition, and the resistance bands machines are more my thing right now. I'm done with doing the big 3 and just a lot of free weights in general, unless they're smaller hand weights. That's because I just do not want to be injured. I've spent too many years of my life being injured from sports injuries, and it's just not conducive to good family life, I think. It's just my opinion. All right, so we're gonna pretend like we have this massive ball going up and down, back and forth. Like I said before, if anyone has any ailments or issues or tightness in their body they'd like me to attack, please let me know. I do this segment, and then I do a dad doing dishes at night. So I talk about life, I talk about faith, I talk about family, answer questions about philosophy. And how do I have a background in these things? Well, I've been studying it for about 25 years now. I have very, very smart people I bounce ideas off of, and I'm moving into different forms of social work, family life. So it's been in my DNA for a long time. I've worked 16 companies, over 36 positions in my life, or titles, I guess you could say. So there's just not too many jobs I haven't done that don't need a master's degree or a PhD. And there's a few things that I have covered that may have some form of equivalency, but you'd have to ask the right people if I'm saying the right things. All right, so we're gonna keep our legs nice and straight here. We're gonna pop down 5 again, keeping our core tight, keeping a little bit of air in there. We're just gonna bounce down for 5. Again, we're just waking up the body, saying, you know, hello for the day, whatever. Good pre-workout stretches. I want to get the blood flowing. I want to get the nervous system to be awake, to say what's going on. And you just slowly want to allow for your body to wake up and just feel better about, you know, just yourself in general. I guess we're doing some rebounding here. Nice and gently. Just bouncing back and just bouncing up and down, because the rebounding in particular, I should have done this a little bit earlier. Find what the rebounding does is it allows for the nervous system to really wake up, and it really gets every part of my body engaged. You know, I never understood some of the the people who would be doing like Tai Chi or these types of movements in the park. But now that I'm older and I'm doing them, they're game changers. They really wake the body up and they really prevent a lot of problems. And if anyone has any ailments or problems they'd like me to, do some extra stretches in, I'd be more than happy to help. I do this every day. I hope to be doing this for the next 40, 50 years. I did it for the first 25 years, not streaming, but I hope to be streaming like this for a long time to come. All right, so just gonna finish up some lower body movements here. And then with our good morning salute. And that'll be it for today. Appreciate everyone who's on. Like, comment, subscribe if you don't mind. That would be amazing. And if not, that's okay. I enjoyed your company today and looking forward to the next time I can spend some more time with you. Hopefully it'll get nice and warm. Maybe I can even transition outside, especially when these beautiful trees start blooming and get that beautiful greenery. It's just so peaceful and calming. I believe that God created us to enjoy that beautiful, luscious greenery. And if you don't believe in God, hey, that's all right. Then it's the scientific world would tell us that it's a natural relaxant to look at, the green grass of the trees. Certain colors really trigger certain emotions out of us. So it's always good to have that as an extra motivator. All right. As we conclude here, just gonna make sure our thumbs are out. Nice opening up of the chest. And we're just gonna scoop back. If you can hear my kiddos running amok outside the door here, but they are. They were looking for Papa Bear, which is always a lovely feeling. And so we're just rotating nice and slowly. Thanks again, everyone, for joining. Appreciate y'all. Just open up them shoulder blades, open up that chest cavity, help that posture out, and just let everything kind of flow nicely. All right, go into my evening spiel, or my daily spiel, I should say. Yeah, if you'd like to watch any other types of workout videos, especially from home, take a look at this playlist right here. If you want to subscribe, you can do that right here. Just want to say thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day, evening, morning, or night. God bless.